The comeback we have all been waiting for might finally be happening as Conor McGregor looks to return to the octagon this July at UFC 329. Play-by-play voice Brendan Fitzgerald thinks the stars are aligned and specifically points to Max Holloway as the perfect opponent for this high-stakes return. The idea of revisiting that classic history between them is generating massive buzz in the fight community.
Never get caught with a dead phone again. This INIU portable charger is compact, travel-friendly, and gives you fast 45-watt charging with a built-in USB-C cable, so there's no need to carry extra cords. With 10,000 mAh power, it's perfect for busy days, trips, emergencies, or anytime your battery drops too low. Grab yours on Amazon through the link in the comments before your phone hits 1%.
A unique piece of UFC history could be on the horizon, as Adrian Luna Martinetti openly discusses his dream of fighting alongside his twin brother Andres. Adrian is putting in the work to become a household name and believes his brother is on the verge of finally earning his own spot on the roster. It is a powerful story of sibling ambition that has the potential to change the landscape of the sport. Aljamain Sterling is turning up the heat ahead of his headlining clash against Youssef Zalal at UFC Vegas 116 this Saturday. Despite Zalal riding a massive 5-fight winning streak, the Funkmaster is firing back with cold confidence and warns that this matchup is far from a cakewalk for the rising contender. With both men eager to prove their dominance in the featherweight division, this is a main event that you absolutely cannot afford to miss. The action at UFC Vegas 116 goes beyond just the main event as we break down the high-stakes matchups featuring fighters like Norma Dumont, Alexander Hernandez, and Rayani Barcelos. From short-notice replacements to potential breakthroughs, the card is packed with explosive talent ready to climb the rankings. Do not miss a second of our full analysis and fight predictions, so hit that subscribe button and tap the bell to stay locked in for all the latest coverage. Is the king of the comeback finally ready to reclaim his throne? We are approaching a staggering 5-year hiatus for Conor McGregor, and frankly, the MMA world is starting to get restless. While the rumor mill has been churning for years, most notably that teased matchup with Michael Chandler, it has always felt more like a mirage than a reality. But now, with Dana White hinting that things are finally looking good for UFC 329 this July, the hype is actually starting to feel tangible. UFC commentator Brendan Fitzgerald recently weighed in, and he hit the nail on the head. If you are going to bring the biggest star in the sport back, you do it during International Fight Week in Vegas. It is the perfect stage, but who stands across from him? While there is no shortage of fighters begging for that red panty night payday, one name is rising to the top of the conversation: Max "Blessed" Holloway. This is the definition of a legacy fight. We are talking about a rematch over a decade in the making, with Max even willing to jump to welterweight to settle the score. Fitzgerald sees this as the perfect logical fit, and it is easy to see why. Unlike a grappling-heavy matchup that might neutralize McGregor's flashy striking, a fight with Holloway promises a pure, violent chess match on the feet. The million-dollar question, of course, is what version of Conor we are actually getting. Has he been sharpening his tools in the shadows, or has time finally caught up to the notorious one? Max has been incredibly active and looks sharper than ever, making him a clear favorite on paper. But as we know, when the cage door closes on McGregor, the logic usually goes out the window. What do you think? Does a Holloway rematch make sense, or should McGregor try his luck against someone else? Drop your prediction in the comments below, hit that subscribe button to keep up with the fight game, and remember, in this sport, 5 years is a lifetime, but for a legend, it is just another round. What if you had to move to a new country and chase a near-impossible dream, all while hoping your other half could make it right beside you? Today, we are looking at the incredible journey of Adrian Luna Martinetti, a fighter with his eyes set on a goal rarely seen in the history of the UFC, becoming part of the second set of twins to ever grace the octagon. While the Nagara brothers paved the way, Adrian is laser-focused on bringing his twin brother, Andres, into the big leagues with him. Think about the intensity of that bond. They are not just training partners. They are brothers who moved from Ecuador to Tijuana, Mexico, specifically to hunt down this shared vision. Andres has already proven he has the grit, boasting a stellar 16-1 record and showing he can hang with the best, even after a tough split decision loss back in 2022 against Alessandro Costa. But here is the real kicker. Adrian told Habelmo's MMA that seeing his brother reach the UFC would actually mean more to him than winning a world title himself. That is the kind of loyalty and brotherhood you just do not see every day in a sport as individualistic as MMA. It is a powerful reminder that behind every fighter, there is a story of sacrifice and family support that keeps them going. Do you think we will see the Martinetti twins standing side by side in the UFC by the end of the year? Drop a comment below with your thoughts on their potential. After all, the climb to the top is always better when you have someone to share the view with. Is confidence the ultimate weapon in the octagon, or is it just the first step toward a devastating reality check? This Saturday, former bantamweight king Aljamain Sterling is ready to prove that he is still the boogeyman of the division as he headlines UFC Vegas 116 against a man who is currently riding a massive wave of momentum, Youssef Zalal. Now, look, Sterling is coming in as a slight underdog, but don't let those betting odds fool you into thinking he is worried. He is making it very clear that while Zalal is a young gun, he is about to face a level of elite pressure he simply has not seen before. Sterling told the media, "I didn't get here by accident," and he is genuinely expecting to break Zalal when the cage door closes. It is fascinating to see where that confidence comes from. Sterling actually threw a bit of a jab at Zalal's history, specifically pointing out that Zalal was once cut from the UFC back in 2022. Sterling's point is that while he has been at the top of the mountain, fighting through title defenses and making history, Zalal had to fight his way back from the brink of obscurity. It is a classic established legend versus hungry rising star narrative, but with a spicy mental edge. Make no mistake, Zalal is a shark right now. He has returned to the promotion with a 5-0 record and 5 consecutive submissions, including that absolute clinic he put on against Josh Emmett. So, who wins this clash of styles and mentalities? If you are as hyped for this fight as I am, make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay updated on all the Vegas 116 action. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Sterling's championship pedigree is enough to stop the Moroccan Devil? Or is Zalal's submission game going to end the night early? Sometimes, it is the fighter who has the most to prove who ends up being the most dangerous. Welcome back, fight fans. We are heading back to the familiar grounds of the Apex in Las Vegas this Saturday for UFC Vegas 116. Now, I'll be honest. After hitting triple-digit events at this venue, I've stopped hunting for hidden gems on the undercard. Sometimes they happen, but let's be real. It's all about the main event, and Aljamain Sterling versus Youssef Zalal is a high-level chess match I am genuinely excited to watch. Let's kick things off with the bantamweights. Norma Dumont versus Jocelyn Edwards. Dumont is a powerhouse, and frankly, if the division weren't in a holding pattern waiting for Amanda Nunes, she'd be fighting for gold right now. She's durable, accurate, and throws serious volume. Edwards is stepping in on short notice, which is a massive ask. While she's sharpening her game, it's hard to bet against Dumont's consistency and hand speed. I'm taking Dumont to dominate the exchanges here. Moving to lightweight, we've got Rafa Garcia taking on Alexander Hernandez. There's a big question mark over Garcia's last win against Jared Gordon. Given the bizarre circumstances of that fight, I'm not sold on his growth yet. Hernandez, however, seems to have finally dialed in his gas tank and discipline. He's the more seasoned fighter against top-tier competition, and I expect him to keep this standing and pick Garcia apart. I'm backing the great to get it done. Then we have the banger alert of the night. Davy Grant versus Adrian Luna Martinetti. Look, Davy Grant is a treasure. He's 40, he's gritty, and he doesn't know how to have a boring fight. Martinetti is coming in with a massive winning streak, but he is stepping into the deep end against a veteran who eats young strikers for breakfast. Unless age has finally caught up with Grant, I expect his leg kicks and composure to dismantle the newcomer. My money is on Grant. Next, the bantamweight clash. Montel Jackson versus Rayani Barcelos. Jackson is one of those guys with nuclear power in his right hand, but he's notoriously inactive. Barcelos, on the other hand, is having a career renaissance at 38. He's relentless. If Jackson doesn't land that big KO shot early, he's going to find himself buried under Barcelos' pressure and superior wrestling. I'm picking the underdog, Barcelos, to keep his streak alive. Finally, we've got heavyweight action. Marcus Buchecha against Ryan Spann. Buchecha is a world-class grappler in a world that requires way more than just jiu-jitsu, and he's still very raw. Spann is a former light heavyweight who hits hard and has a nasty guillotine. This feels like a rough night for Buchecha. His conditioning is a major liability, and I wouldn't be surprised if Spann catches him in that trademark choke once the fatigue sets in. There you have it, my picks for a stacked night at the Apex. Who are you backing on Saturday? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives. Remember, in this sport, the rankings are just numbers until the cage door locks. See you at the fights.